What's up, folks? It's 2Bricks, and the day has finally come. The LEGO Ideas Jak and Daxter, or actually now Jak 2, Samos the Sage's Hut submission is ready to go. It is live now on LEGO Ideas. You can check the link down in the description. You can go and vote for this to become an official LEGO set right now. So Jak fans, PlayStation fans, Sony fans, Naughty Dog fans, unite. Let's get this thing to 10,000 supporters and get it in front of LEGO to see if we can get this made into an actual LEGO set. I normally don't do calls to action in my videos. I normally try to, just present you with something and see what you think. But in this case, I actually do need your help to get this thing made and to get it, and to get it over the line, since it is literally a crowd-supported endeavor. So I have a lot to discuss in this video. If you didn't see, I already had a part 1 discussing the conception of this idea as a Jak and Daxter, the Precursor's Legacy set. That has unfortunately had to change because LEGO Ideas has a list of approved IP that you can work from, and Jak and Daxter, the Precursor's Legacy is not on that list. Jak 2, the sequel, however, is. And luckily for me, the hut actually plays a pretty prominent role in Jak 2 as well, so I was able to retool the idea ever so slightly and make it into a Jak 2 set instead by adding some elements here, which I will discuss later on. And the other thing that I did is the minifigures that I showed you from the first video, I had to scrap entirely as part of the submission and redo them using only official LEGO elements that exist, because I forgot that LEGO Ideas doesn't allow you to submit custom part suggestions. So I'll be showing you guys the updated minifigs as they were submitted. But for those of you guys who don't know, basically when a set like this gets to 10,000 supporters and LEGO decides that they want to make it into a set, they essentially take this and say, that's nice, cool idea, bro, and they put it to the side, and then they design the set from the ground up the way that they need to be able to have it be a LEGO product, which is of course all fine and totally part of the process. LEGO can't just be taking a fan's idea that is made however, just sort of wishy-washy techniques, throw it together, put it in a box, and then put it out to the public. So I understand that completely, and my hope is that should this ever become a LEGO set, the minifigures that LEGO do come up with would be sufficiently awesome to do justice to the Jak characters, and would not rely on the lame ideas that I came up with, which I'll show you guys later on, to basically recolor and print on existing LEGO parts to make the fig. So these down here are not officially part of the submission, but I just worked so hard on them, I just wanted to have them here because I love them. Yeah, I just kind of want to dive in and kind of show you guys everything that's going on here. This is the second time I'm recording this video, because the first time I was counting on a Jak and Daxter Precursor Legacy submission, and of course that, like I said, didn't end up working out, so I had to redo it. So I hope I don't forget anything this time around doing part 2. It is always a little bit confusing trying to re-record something and remember everything you said the first time, but we'll see how I do. So yeah, without further ado, first of all, like this video, go vote for it in the link in the description, and second of all, let's get in and take a look at everything that is here. Alright, so I've moved the minifigures out of the way for the time being, and I'm just going to give you an overview of everything that is included in this set, and give you a little bit of a look into the lore and stuff in Jak and Daxter in the universe of the Jak and Daxter series, to kind of let those of you guys who are not initiated know what all of this is supposed to be. So we'll start down here with the accessory, which is the boat. So in a very real sense, the journey of the epic fantasy adventure of Jak and Daxter begins with this very boat being taken without permission to go to a mysterious place called Misty Island, where Daxter, a human boy, gets knocked into a vat of dark eco, a very mysterious evil substance, and turned into this little furry adorable creature known affectionately as an Ottsel. So obviously, like I said before, these figures are not part of the submission, or at least the Daxter and the actual hairpiece here that is custom made is not in the submission, but let me show you what is. I'll kind of do a little switcheroo, and you can see what is actually part of the submission. All right, and here you go. So there is the updated Jak and Daxter. I'm using the elf ears and hair, or elf ears and hat piece, and one of the custom, a custom painted micro figure, which is different from the nano figures that LEGO produces. These are the ones that were used in like the LEGO board games and stuff. So that's my new depictions of Jak and Daxter using only official currently existing Lego parts. It's the best that I had on hand. So Jak and Daxter take the boat, and without permission, Daxter gets turned into an ocelot, and then they return home to try to see what they can do. Because Samos the Sage lives in this beautiful hut, and he's the master of green eco, and he may have a solution that can help the boys out of this jam that they have found themselves in. And disembarking from the boat, Jak and Daxter have to make their way up to the hut, but there is a lurker Babak in the way, and so they have to jump on his head and attack him and get him out of here so that they can proceed on their way. I really love the look of the lurker Babak here. He's got the custom printed eyes, and he's got the little protruding jaw there with the teeth jutting up. I think that just all looks so fantastic. And he is unchanged from the original video that I made about the characters of the submission. So get out of here. And with the lurker Babak out of the way, Jak and Daxter can collect some green eco here to heal from that encounter, and head on up the bridge to the first level, making sure to collect 2 precursor orbs that are here waiting to be collected. These are recolored Lego egg elements, and I had a really fun time painting those up, and hopefully that's something that Lego could produce as a printed element. That would be really exciting. So Jak has to make sure not to fall in the water, otherwise there is a hungry lurker shark waiting just offshore, making sure that he doesn't swim out too far. Here, Jak and Daxter take in the sights, check out all of the greenery, appreciate the palm trees, the lanterns, the butterflies that fly around during the day, and the moths that gather during the nighttime, and they just take a second to breathe, because hey, life is pretty good when you live in a tropical paradise. They make their way through the gate and up to the second level. There they can see 3 more precursor orbs waiting to be collected. It's really important that they collect those for later on. Uh-oh, and it looks like that lurker down there has respawned already, so they better be careful when they go back down. So now that Jak and Daxter have made it to the main island, they can jump up the stairs, come over here to the grassy area, take in the sights and sounds, check out this weird, mysterious ramp that's been erected here for some reason, and also check out Kira's garage, which is here on the ground floor. But wait, there's no time for that. They have to get Samos' help. Daxter has been turned into an ocelot, so they proceed on up the ramp, up, and they go to the second level of the hut. So let's take a look at what's going on in the second level. So the second level here is where Samos spends most of his time, either up here in the crow's nest observing the world and thinking about the great mysteries, or just watching the windmill lazily turn in the wind, and then also checking on his eco-infused trees. You can see here the rings infuse green eco directly into these palm trees, which is why they've grown so tall as to sprout out of the roof of this hut. So in order for us huge figures to get access to this area, we have to peel off the top roof section, leaving the little bird here undisturbed, and we can see inside there Samos is in his sanctuary. Let me get you a closer view. So here is the green eco sage himself, Samos. I had to make this again out of pre-existing Lego elements, so what I decided to do is do a brick-built Samos that captures the wacky, cartoony look of him with just a couple of custom elements here. So we have the printed beard and mouth piece here, which would just be applied either as a sticker or as a print to this sloped piece, and then also the eye there, which has been painted up, which all I did is actually just paint a gray border around one of the standard Lego eye pieces and then paint over the white glint to give it that black look. So he has the very uneven, wonky looking cartoony eyes there. He still has the staff, and he still has his big log on his head, and that's Samos. But yeah, looking down here into the sanctuary, we can see the green eco tank down there, which is pumping through these pipes the eco around to all the different plants that Samos is experimenting on. And there's a few drips that are coming down onto the floor there and causing plants to spread up all around, because green eco fuels the life of this world. On the back wall here, we can see a warp gate, which is currently active, but there's no other warp gates open in the world, so you can't go anywhere. But once Jak travels out, ventures further into the world, he can unlock the other warp gates, and you'll be able to travel through there. So over here on this wall, we can see Samos, because he's kind of an academic at heart, he's got his books and various studying materials and a little area to sit and read, because he's interested in all the different mysteries of the world. Eco, the different kinds of powers, the ancient civilizations that once populated this world, the other sages and what they're up to. He's just a very busy guy. And so yeah, you can see Jak here is poised, or Jak and Daxter are poised to go in there and talk to Samos and get his advice. And I really like this doorway here. It's very sort of rustic. It looks like it's made of, you know, bits of driftwood just kind of clumsily nailed together, and there's a kind of a wonky lantern out there to light the way. But in the game, you would be able to also wander around the boardwalk and just see the different windows and things along the sides of the hut. And so, you know, that's what you can do here as well. And we have a little bit of spots of greenery again growing up around, because Samos's influence on the world is one of positivity, greenery, and fun. So Samos tells our heroes that they're going to have to go down and see Kira on the floor below and see if the Agrav zoomer is ready yet, because they're going to need it to get to the next stage of their adventure. And I really like this area. I really enjoy the wooden ramps and walkways. I like the little lamp off to the side here, and I love being able to use this old pirate net piece here to kind of act as the support for this windmill. This was such a fun section of the build to design. So Jak and Daxter are ready to talk to Kira, and if you want to see what's going on inside of here, you can just lift off this entire top section and you can see inside Kira's garage. So she has a lot of stuff going on here, and this is the original Kira that I submitted and which was rejected, and then I had to redesign her. So you can see here the updated look where I'm using just a standard elf hairpiece recolored to give her the look as best as I could, and still use official LEGO elements that are currently existing. But this is my old Kira here simply for display purposes. But yeah, her garage here is filled with tools. She's got chains there for lifting up engine parts and things like that. She has the orange spray here because she recently has been spraying up the Agrav zoomer to look more like a lurker shark, to make it look mean and you know, exciting. So this is the Agrav zoomer right here. This is actually an invention of Kira's. It's kind of an air speeder bike, kind of like ones you'd see in Star Wars. It has a big fan underneath that lets it hover, but I'm going to show you that up close in a second. For now, let me just get it out of the way so you can get a better look at the hut here. So obviously we have a chest here for Kira to store some of her tools and things in, toolbox off to the side, a large hammer, maybe she's doing some forging, a wrench, and various other tools like the buzzsaw. So Kira is the absolute opposite of her father. Samos is the green eco sage. He's all about plants and nature and harmony. And Kira is kind of a rebel, and she just loves to build things. She loves to take things apart. She's a mechanic, and yeah, she's all about it. So this is her workshop. I like the way that I have the garage doors in here, so you could imagine this all closing up. Say there was a tropical storm or something. And then down here, we also have a little area where you can walk around and admire some of the plants that are growing. Again, another lantern. This game actually has a day-night cycle, so there's lanterns everywhere to light up the game, to light up the map when it's nighttime, which I really like. Again, here we have a lot of different plants and greenery and stuff like that. Even the supports here and the little rope hanging down are very accurate to what we see in the game. And also we have a couple of tools here. There's a hoe and a rake, or there's a hoe and a pitchfork. And those actually in the game are stored over here, but I just didn't have room over there, so I decided to move their position. But I still wanted to have a little barrel full of tools. So Kira tells our heroes that yes, the Agrav zoomer is almost ready, but it needs a power cell to power the heat shield. And luckily, Jak and Daxter have almost enough precursor orbs collected from their travels to be able to get the last power cell they need, and they know just where to get it. And just before we proceed, I wanted to give you guys a closer look at the Agrav zoomer because I am a big fan of this design. So here you can see on the bottom we have the fan that provides the lift. So this vehicle is designed to traverse over lava by flying over the hotspots and basically allowing Jak and Daxter to get through a fiery canyon without dying of melting. So here is the Agrav zoomer. It has the working propeller at the front here. I tried to definitely capture the color scheme as best as I could. I did show this off in the original video for this series, but I just wanted to give you guys a closer look at it in case you haven't seen that before. So there's the Agrav zoomer. Now, time to get that power cell and fuel that heat shield. So the boys travel all the way back down, collecting some more precursor orbs along the way, making sure that they have enough to actually trade for a power cell. Down, 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 take out the Babak once more, and then jump into the boat and head over to see the Oracle. And of course, Jak and Daxter have to take the boat to get to the Oracle because otherwise the lurker shark will have his lunch. So around they travel to the back side of the island. This is the first time that we're really getting to see the back side of the island, so here you go. And what we can do here is open up the secret grotto that is hidden underneath and reveal the Oracle statue. The Oracle is very mad that somebody has disturbed his slumber, but he asks if the boys would like to trade 100 precursor orbs in order to get a power cell, and they say yes please. So the Oracle spins around and reveals the hidden power cell within. And with the power cell in hand, it's time to go power that Agrav zoomer and get on to the next part of the adventure. So Jak and Daxter return with the power cell, power up the Agrav zoomer, and head on off to their adventures. But a mysterious precursor gateway has appeared off of the coast of the island, and that bears exploring. So maybe Jak and Daxter can hop on the Agrav Zoomer, head on up the ramp, fly through the gate, and see what awaits them on the other side. So there you have it, guys. There's the complete story of my LEGO Ideas Jak 2 Samos the Sage's Hut submission. I definitely had a lot of fun coming up with all of the different scenarios and figuring out the elements that I wanted to include in this. The thing that had to change to make this a Jak 2 set was the inclusion of the warp gate, which is a big mystery that is left at the end of Jak and Daxter the Precursor's Legacy and immediately picked up on in the beginning of Jak 2, where, like I said, the crew goes through this warp gate and a bunch of crazy stuff happens, and there's a lot of spoiler territory there that I don't want to dive into in case you guys haven't played the games, but you know, it's a lot of fun. I did tweak the story ever so slightly, so the Agrav Zoomer is not the vehicle that they use in Jak 2 to go into the warp gate. There's a specially made sort of precursor sled-looking vehicle, but I'd already included the boat, which I thought was kind of an essential thing to have by the island, and I've also included the Agrav Zoomer, so I didn't want to put a third vehicle and reduce the likelihood of this ever becoming a set more than it already has an uphill battle. You know, I wanted to kind of streamline things and keep it simple. But I definitely wanted to include the ramp that goes up, so you can kind of really clearly see the story element here, where this is getting ready as a kind of a runway up to this mysterious gateway. And I built the gate in such a way as to have it be in its sort of opening spinning configuration. So in the game, in Jak 2, once the gate is activated, all of these elements start spinning around it, and it becomes very, very much alive and very mysterious, and then some things come out of it, and it's bad. But but as far as we're concerned for the story of this, I think the Agrav Zoomer filled that need perfectly fine. So for anyone who's curious, why make a LEGO Ideas Jak and Daxter submission after all this time? I mean, it's been 24 years since the series began, and there's been no new sequel for quite some time now. Well, this is Naughty Dog's, in my opinion, most out there and most crazy property, and it's the one that I respect probably the most out of everything that they've done. Of course, Uncharted and The Last of Us have pushed the bounds, pushed the possibilities of storytelling for what video games can achieve, but this series was really out there. It was unique, and it had a very rabid fan base, and I just feel like with the 25th anniversary in 2026 of the original game, something will probably happen with Jak and Daxter, especially given the fact that Tom Holland recently expressed interest in making a Jak and Daxter movie with himself playing Jak. That's very cool, and the recent success that Sony's had adapting Naughty Dog properties into big-scale TV and feature films, I just feel like something has to happen with this world. It's too rich, it's too lush, there's too much great lore and too many fun characters that exist here to just let it lie. And so I just want to be ahead of the curve and help to be part of the reigniting of the Jak and Daxter fandom. There's actually a project that is ongoing right now to revitalize the original game and add in a lot of new content. There's new levels, there's tweaks being made to the original game. I actually saw a video just recently where somebody had modded the hut to allow you to be able to access the crow's nest as Jak, so you can jump up there and see the whole world from a breathtaking vantage point. And there's just a lot of cool stuff that's happening within the fandom that I really, really appreciate. So yes, I am definitely one of those fans. I've actually loved the Jak and Daxter series since I was in probably middle school, and it's always stuck with me because of the vivid fantasy storytelling, the fun animation, the memorable characters. It's just never left my imagination. So it is my hope that if nothing else, this idea submission can help some people find a love for the franchise that they may have never even heard of until now. All right, you guys, and that's where I'll leave it for today. I'll definitely be posting some periodic updates, seeing how the campaign is going, and I have many more LEGO ideas that I will be submitting over the coming months and maybe years until I get a set made. It is a dream of mine to have an official LEGO set with my name on it, and so that's what I'm going to keep doing, and I have lots more ideas to come. I definitely will be taking this as a learning experience and making my next submission a lot smoother and take a lot less time, because man, this took a lot of iteration and resubmitting to meet all of the criteria that LEGO has for their idea submissions. I actually had no idea that it was so complicated and so strict, but that's good because it means that you know, the stuff that does make it through and does get approved has a much higher chance of becoming a set because it has a very unified set of rules surrounding what is actually allowed. So yeah, that's going to be it for me today, guys. Please do check out the link down in the description and support this. Even if you don't know what Jak and Daxter is and you just think this looks cool and you'd like to see a LEGO set with this theme, the tropical island, you know, hut theme, whatever that is, I guess, with all the bright colors, flora and fauna that will come along with that, and you want to help support me here over at 2Bricks and all the work that I do, I really would appreciate it. It just does take 1 second. If you have an account, you literally just hit support, and that's all you have to do. They've actually made it a lot simpler. In the old days, you had to fill out a whole questionnaire regarding how much you would be willing to spend on the set, who you think the set is for, yada yada. But nowadays, you literally just hit support and that's it, and you're done. So I really, really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you on the next video, and until then,
get in there before I turn you both into ferns!